Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt. Welcome to another week of training. Today we're going to do some push-pull strength work and a short cash out at the end. Let's begin with the warm-up. 2 rounds through. Start the first one with a 400-meter jog, second one with a 200-meter jog. If it's nasty outside, you can just go 2 minutes and then 1 minute. And then the next is going to be some unweighted Russian twists. So take a seat. If you can, try and do these with your feet off the ground. So that is part of the exercise, is holding your legs up. And then we're reaching the elbow towards the opposite quad, right? So the quad is the middle of your thigh. So try to get your opposite elbow and thigh together as you do that, 8 reps of that. And we're gonna get our band, put it behind the neck. We're doing 8 reps of our band, good morning. And then you can take the band off of that. And we're doing band pass-throughs, right? So just stretching out the shoulders, trying to keep those thumbs pointed towards the back of the room. External rotation of the shoulder is the position that we're going for. And then our last one is our dead bug. So go 8 reps of the dead bug. And you can do this with bent knees or straight legs. Straight leg is obviously the hardest, but try to keep the back of your head touching the ground and try to keep the small of your back touching the ground. And whether you go same side or opposite sides or both legs and both arms, etc. Any of those are fine as long as you're maintaining the core position of the dead bug, right? Now let's get into the workout. So you have, in the strength component, we have 2 blocks. I want the whole block A done before the whole block B, all right? So block A will be our bench press. This is our primary movement today, the biggest movement in the sequence. So we're gonna do sets of 8, but I want you to do 4 reps narrow grip, 4 reps wide grip, okay? And you can change if you want to do the narrow ones first or second, but with the narrow grip bench press, we'd like to see somewhere around 4 to 6 inches in between your thumbs if your thumbs are sticking straight out, right? So hands, the inside of your hands should be somewhere around a foot to maybe like 14, 16 inches apart. And then we're coming down, we contact the same point, the top of the sternum, or the pointy part of the front of your rib cage is where you want to contact, and then lock out those arms at the top. When you finish 4, move your grip back out. Try to make that grip switch pretty quick so you're not actually resting too much, and then get the last 4 when you put it back in. All right, the next exercise is with a pair of dumbbells. We're gonna do an RDL plus a shrug. So this is a little bit of a power movement, a little bit of momentum in it, right? But the RDL, just sliding the hands down the legs as far as you can until the hamstring stops stretching, and then extend the hips. And at the top, just give me a little shrug, right? So deadlift, shrug, deadlift, shrug, okay? All right, and then the last one on this first block is a press from split. So what you should do is have another bar. You can perform a clean, get that bar up to your shoulders, and then we're gonna take our stance in the split position. So this would be like if you did a lunge and you just pressed straight up from the lunge. Make sure the heel is in line with the foot. I don't wanna see the heel flop down and flat like that. There's no power in that position. Turn that foot out, get the ball of the foot pressing hard into the ground. The front foot can be slightly turned in, and I want the front shin angle to be vertical, if not slightly backwards, inclined backwards. You don't want to be up way on the ball of the foot on that front leg, because then you'll have all that weight on the front leg, okay? So from here, you can be behind the neck, or you can be in front of the chin, but we're doing 3 reps on each side. So 3 reps split on the right, switch stance, 3 reps split on the left, okay? It's gonna be your choice how much weight you use on this one. Try to use somewhere around like 50% of your max for strict press. So you're feeling some of that weight, but it should not be failure, and it should not be enough to make the lift turn ugly, right? Make those look really good. All right, after you've finished all 4 rounds of block A, then you switch to block B. We're gonna do some static holds and some triceps and some lats, right? So we'll start off with our overhead tricep extension, right? Like so. Then we're gonna do our dumbbell pullover, right? On the dumbbell pullover, I wanna see as much as possible that your body gets laid out all the way flat, right? You don't have to touch the dumbbell to the floor, but some of you guys will be able to. But try not to make any weird shapes with your lower body and with your lumbar right there in the middle. So we want to keep our abs nice and tight. We're trying to think maintaining that slight lumbar extension when I do it, and not doing any kind of weird arching or sagging in the butt in the middle when you do that, okay? And all of that, the purpose of it is to maintain that brace neutral spine position or slight extension in the spine position while you are working with the shoulder, right? So when your nervous system knows that your spine is safe, it allows more power to be unlocked from the movement muscles in the shoulders and the hips. Okay. All right. And the last one is a static hold at the bottom of the ring dip position. So you can find a set of rings. Remember, our key phrase for this is position before resistance. So I want to set myself in that good position first and then apply resistance by slowly pulling my feet away from the ground. If you can hold yourself off the ground for a few seconds, that's fine. And then put your feet back down. Make it a little harder, a little easier, but don't come out of that position for 20 seconds, all right? And then last, we got a little cash out, so we can do this. Cash outs are always optional, and they should be a short but very high intensity little burst at the end of the workout, just to get a little bit of high intensity conditioning in on a day when we do mostly strength. So today, it's gonna be a 5-minute AMRAP of 10 calories on the bike, 10 jumping air squats. So that means you squat all the way down, and we leave the ground. You don't have to jump high, but I want to see you go fast enough and high enough that you leave the ground, and then 5 reps of a burpee, which no matter how bad my neck hurts, I'm always going to do burpees. They are foundational to movement and to life. And that is it for today. Hope you guys had a great one. See you tomorrow.